Good evening there, this is Commander Strain and welcome back to Armoured Warfare. Tonight I've got a replay for you that was taken from my live stream a couple of weeks ago. It had me in a bit of a quandary once we actually got to the end result of the game. And it made me really consider, do the ends actually justify the means? As you can see, we're on Cold Strike and we're in our Merkava 2D. Now the first part of the replay is basically from my point of view, and then we're going to switch after I die. And yes, spoiler alert, it is after I die. We're going to split off then and watch one of our other MBTs. As you can see, we take a few seconds to get going. We're looking at the mini map and we're considering where we go, and we decide we're going to head as per normal, good position, head into the city, try and use our great frontal armour and our fairly accurate gun to try and support and push through. Now, as we're going down, I can see ahead of me there's a Challenger 1, and we also have an AMX-10 RCR heading in to the right side of the city map, and then we've got a T-72 Leo 2AV, heading up the 5 line into the middle area, and hopefully they're going to be able to give us some support. As we're getting here, I am getting a bit concerned because, we've got another Challenger 1 in the cap circle still, and a Leopard 2 there as well, moving out. So we're a bit concerned, but I want to back up the Challenger 1 ahead of me, who's already engaging some enemy forces in the town. So we're going to try and do our best to actually engage them where we can. I'm going to turn around, try and head after these tanks that are actually on about the F4-5 line area, moving on the edge of the city area. Not getting any shots, though we do see a VFM5 just over there. Take a spectacle shot. Keeping an eye on the mini-map as we're going along. I see the Challenger, he's moved off into a position to my right, covering the angle on the 8-9 line. And I'm covering here. T-72A and the Leo 2AV ICE have kind of hold their positions. Or in fact, the 2AV ICE pull back, and the 10 RCR has moved out into the position. Now we're one tank down already, and I'll be honest, I'm not confident at the moment. Looking at the forces here in the town against us, I'm quite concerned about what we can do, myself and this Challenger 1 now, because the T-72's pulled back, it is just the two of us, and there is an onslaught of enemy MBTs coming in. So, pushing around, the Challenger 1 is engaging. There's a Leopard 2 there, there's also a Type 92, the Chinese MBT. And just the two of us here. Now, I'm always looking at the mini-map at this point, back in the field. And there's my first hit. A nice 436 damaging shell into the Type 92. So, it's a bit of a cat and mouse game. As you can see, we're the furthest forward really. Some VBLs on the west side of the map. They're kind of pushed up and doing some spotting, but a lot of our MBTs seem to be kind of holding back by me in this Challenger 1. So we're just going to carry on and do what we can do here. We're pushing through, we're doing some effective work, bouncing. I'm always looking behind me, checking out the mini-map and just making sure that nothing too nasty is sneaking upon us while we still engage as MBTs. And we're holding them pretty well as it stands. But, as you can see, fairly short. There we go. Turning around, we get another shot in there on the Type 92. And we're turning around on the mini-map, you can see there are tanks coming in behind us. That's when I first spot them, turn around, engage. Fortunately the tank fired and missed at us, but now we're in trouble. Challenger 1 is holding off 2 tanks, and we've got at least 2, if not 3 tanks, 3 vehicles here, going to give us some grief and hassles. So we're going to do our best to back up our Challenger 1 friend and try and do as much damage as we can. Again, I'm looking back when they pull back just to see how the Challenger 1 is doing. It's not just me being crazily drunk, just flipping the turret around. We're trying to see 2 sides of the map at once. Yeah, I'm trying pulling out. Not much we can do here. And here they come again. 2 tanks this time. Push around. Nice shot there. He's gone past, he's gone after the Challenger 1. We're facing 2 MPTs here. Get some more damaging shots in here. We're trying to do our best, but as you can see from the mini-map, it's pretty much a disaster. We've lost some tanks, we've lost 2 MBTs. Looks like it's not going well here. We're taking lots of damage. We're doing some damage. We're dishing out some damage. The Challenger 1 behind me, I think this has a swamp there. In fact, he is dead. And there we go. We get killed. Now we're on 3,311 damage. We didn't get any kills, but we did a valiant defence. So here we switch to our Challenger 1. This is back at the beginning of the game. This is the Challenger 1 that was in the base as we're moving across the bridge and down into the town. Now, as we're looking on the left-hand side of the screen on the team list, we can see our Challenger 1 friend here hasn't loaded in yet. So, you know, granted, sometimes that does happen. And I'll be honest, it is a short while before he actually becomes active in the game and decides where he goes. As you can see, looking at the mini-map, we're pushing down onto the bridge and heading into the town along the AMX-10 RCR and the Challenger 1. And still waiting to load in this guy to load in. Now, unfortunately, some people do have bad connections, and that is somehow the way it is. There's not a lot we can do about it. And here's me on the replay recording, just watching, seeing what goes on. Okay, he's now active in the game. The icon to mark a not in the game or a disconnect has now gone from the left side of his name up on the team list, and still he's waiting. Then he moves. Okay, so as you can see, we're all the way around on the G8 line, so fairly well in. The Challenger 1 is on the F7. And this Challenger 1 here is moving along, well, westerly on the J line on the road through the cap circle. He is shooting, occasional speculative shot, but not taking a lot. By this time, myself and the other Challenger 1 are getting deep into the town with very little support. Now this road, normally you would see light tanks, tank destroyers, maybe AFVs moving down this here. You know, you saw from my Merkava point of view, the VBLs pushing up to the middle to get some spots in. You can see there's a Centaur on the H0 square, and he's ready to shoot down at anything the VBL spots. So that's great position. It's a good area for tank destroyers and AFVs to move. Unfortunately, this is not really a fantastic position for an NBT. Now you're going to hear some very strange, disjointed gunfire sounds. Purely the replay system has got a few limitations at the moment. You're going to see and hear shots being fired, which are shots from my Merkava 2D in the middle of the town, and rather from the shots from this Challenger 1. But we'll get to that later on. As you can see, it's 14-14. We're a few minutes into the game. There's my first damaging shot, and this Challenger 1 unfortunately hasn't at this present time done any damage. He's camping. Now this is a big problem that I'm finding more and more happening in armour. Main battle tanks with great frontal armour, maybe not the best manoeuvrability, maybe not the best speeds, but they are there as your pushing tanks, your tanks that advance through, use that armour, use that ability to push flank or an area. They're not designed to camp. Now the Challenger 1 has got a pretty good gun. I'm not going to deny that. The accuracy's not too bad, especially if you retrofit it up right. But it's not designed to be parked on a rock at the back of the map, camping. Now, I'm still alive fighting the middle, so I don't know anything about this at the moment. We're just trying to do a valiant defence here. And as you can see, I'm looking around the challenge. He's making speculative shots. He hasn't actually hit anything yet. He's fiddling around, trying to find the best position. Was it right to come here? We don't know about this guy. I don't know if he's a fairly newish player. We don't know his background. All we can see is what we see on the video. Now, what are we down? 11 minutes and 20 seconds to go. And this guy still, unfortunately, hasn't done any damage. And in the town, myself and the other Challenger 1 are valiantly defending the E-line against, some rather terrible ones. And this guy, unfortunately, still not doing anything. In fact, it takes roughly about 6 minutes before he gets his first damaging shot in. But ultimately, that's the way it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this video going. You've seen from the earlier part that I do 3,311 damage. So we have a fairly okay game, no kills. And as you can see from the end of this game, we do actually win the battle. It is tense. And when I was watching on the live stream, I was raging because I really thought that, you know, the game had been thrown away by, you know, this guy here. And this is why I've put this video out. You know, do things just like me. We have some graphical glitches in the replay system here. Well, the game is still in beta. But do the ends justify the means? I'll be honest, we win this game. This Challenger 1 driver ends up with 2,460 damage. He ends up with 3 kills. And he kills the final vehicle to get us victory. But is that victory, is that staying at the back and camping that victory enough for great gameplay? You know, what could have happened in the centre if he'd been with myself and the other Challenger 1? Could something else have maybe occurred in the tower? Would that extra tank, that extra bit of support, that extra bit of armour and firepower done us the world of good? Would it have made any difference? Well, we're never going to know that. But this guy is still camping here. And let's see. But anyway, I don't have the results screen for the end of this, but I want you to leave the video running just so you can see, you know, and hopefully understand how I was feeling at the time on the live stream. I know some of you, you know, were. It's not like me to rage. You know, it was late in the evening. I think it was the last match I played for the live stream, and I did rage a bit. But anyway, watch the end of it. Make your own mind up, and you know, I'd really appreciate seeing your comments of the battle. What did you think? Did I die too early? Should we have, you know, retreated back from the city against those unassailable odds? Should this Challenger 1 driver, should he have actually gone into the city with us once he finally did load in? Now, the Challenger is a slow vehicle. He would have arrived, you know, fairly late on the battle. Would it have made a difference? I guess we're never going to know, because the result of the game, you know, occurred as it occurred. And, we'll have to see. But anyway, thank you very much, guys. I'm going to leave the video running. Hopefully, it will stimulate a little bit of discussion for you, and hopefully you can tell me whether you think the ends in armed warfare do justify the means. Now, don't forget, guys, to comment. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. If you're happy and enjoy the content that I'm putting out, please support the channel and give me a click on the subscribe button and support the channel. I'm going to leave the video running, and you guys can make up your own mind over whether the ends do indeed justify. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.